This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, Why the Left Hates Donald Trump. On June 16th, real estate mogul and celebrity businessman Donald Trump threw his hat into the ring as a candidate for President of the United States. This immediately set liberals into a frenzy, and the inevitable jokes about his hair and some of his comments became the butt of jokes. Even the television talking heads snickered at his announcement and dismissed his chances for success. The levity was short-lived, though, as the polls in New Hampshire suddenly showed Trump surging in the state. The left claims Mr. Trump's announcement was nothing more than an obnoxious publicity stunt and characterized him as a buffoon who shouldn't be taken seriously. Hardly. Trump is the one candidate the left is most afraid of, and for good reason. He is a serious contender, well-financed, and represents the polar opposite of the left. In the coming campaign, liberals will portray Trump as politically incorrect. Maybe, but he is more results-oriented and less concerned with making a faux pas, something very appealing to voters frustrated with the gridlock in Washington. Others will portray him as an icon of big business and trickle-down economics. The fact remains, Trump has created thousands of jobs for people due to his entrepreneurship. He is admittedly pro-life and anti-gun control, two areas the left despise. Yet he is a philanthropist and has donated generously to a variety of charities. Bottom line, he is a confirmed capitalist who understands the value of work and as such represents a deterrent to the socialist agenda. The left's visceral attacks on him suggest they are not only scared of him, but are jealous of his success as well. Where liberals miss the mark is underestimating the public's frustration and lack of confidence in our government today. According to a recent Rasmussen poll, only 28% of Americans believe the country is headed in the right direction. Likewise, a recent Gallup poll lists U.S. economic confidence at -9. Taking note of the success of the fiery speech made by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu last March before a special joint meeting of Congress, Trump is taking on the role of a tough-talking, no-nonsense New Yorker. Recognizing America wants a fighter without the usual political spin, he is quickly becoming the voice of people who are sick of the status quo in Washington and do not trust political elites such as Mrs. Clinton. He may not be the most eloquent orator, but he is going to tell it as he sees it, which is rather refreshing to voters. During his campaign announcement, Trump told the audience several things they could identify with, such as, "Our country is in trouble," "America has become the dumping ground for the world's problems," "We have all the cards, but we don't know how to play them," "We are going to make our country great again." Such messages resonate with voters as they realize the country is following the wrong path. Donald Trump is hitting a nerve with voters, not just in New Hampshire, but across the country. This explains why the left will go to any length to assassinate his character. They will try to discredit his every move and word, even going so far as to intentionally misquote him. Unlike most of his GOP competitors, Mr. Trump is not a politician, neither is Dr. Ben Carson, but a businessman who understands the world, people, negotiations, and what is necessary to succeed. This means his rhetoric will be noticeably different than the other candidates. Does Mr. Trump possess a huge ego? What politician or successful businessman doesn't? Frankly, I'm more interested in results. Liberals and the press giggled when Trump announced he would build a wall along our southern border and have Mexico pay for it. They thought it was hysterical. However, let's suppose Trump pulled it off, as he has done with other ventures people scoffed at. Who would be doing the laughing then? Again, this is the difference between a businessman and a politician. We've tried a community organizer, oil men, a peanut farmer, and professional politicians, all with minimal success. Voters may very well be ready to give a successful businessman a chance. Do not expect Trump to take liberal criticism sitting down. He appears to be willing to fight back as he has both the disposition and financial resources to do so. Next time you hear a joke about his hair, just remember it is an attempt to conceal the liberal agenda. If that is all the left has, Trump will only gain momentum. What Trump's critics in the media and his political opponents do not seem to grasp is simply the more politically incorrect he is, the more his popularity grows. The more he is ridiculed and criticized by others, the greater his notoriety. People are simply tired of political correctness, and Trump has made himself an icon of defiance, something the American public seems to be willing to embrace. Let us not forget his popular television show, The Apprentice. People tuned in not just to see celebrities, but to see who could get the job done. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.